Wait, since when are candles not on the baking aisle? But never happens. And temperatures as low as 60 degrees can be deadly for children left behind. So always bring them with you, and every time you park the car, stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 69 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 11 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. The U.S. is responding to an Iranian attack, killing at least 2 American troops at a base in Jordan Saturday. Pentagon launching new airstrikes against Iran overnight. Details from ABC's Marcus Moore at the Foreign Desk.
In these new American strikes, CENTCOM saying the U.S., quote, targeted Islamic Revolutionary Guard forces that launched those attacks in Jordan. Video circulating online appears to show multiple projectiles raining down from the night sky. The moment that base was hit, 4 injured service members were taken to hospitals in Jordan and later released. Several others suffered minor injuries and have returned to duty.
Now, U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright telling ABC's This Week earlier this morning that despite the ongoing strikes, the president remains open to negotiating with Iran to reach a peace agreement.
The president is always looking for the diplomatic off-ramp. President Trump wants to end it with a peaceful agreement with Iran, but it takes 2 parties to do that. If they're ready to do that, that's the way it'll end. If not, we will continue to assure flow of traffic through the strait without Iran's cooperation.
Allegheny County Police investigating a shooting in Wilkinsburg late Saturday night. It happened around 11:30. A woman was found shot inside her vehicle at the corner of McNary Boulevard and Peden Street. Right now, no word on her condition as she's in the hospital. Suspect was arrested at the scene. National Weather Service says 2 tornadoes struck our area from Saturday's storms, one in Westmoreland County, another one in Jefferson County. National Weather Service surveying that area today where the tornado struck in Jefferson County near Somerville. Tomorrow, Sunday, they'll survey the tornado site in Westmoreland County near Latrobe. KDK Radio News Time, 11:02. Time to visit RomeMonuments.com. Life is a journey to remember. Memorialize that journey, RomeMonuments.com. We've got the AccuWeather forecasts next.
Life's best moments start with perfect choices. For Connie Nowak, it was a trolley ride and a 67-year love story. A life of family, smart decisions, and companionship with Chester the cat. Her retirement choice, the village at St. Barnabas. Recreation, healthcare, close to family, everything on her list. Plus, it's an exceptional retirement value with a flexible entry process and affordable rates. St. Barnabas Retirement Communities, stbarnabascommunities.com, or call 724-444-5568.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Hey, want to do dinner with us tonight?
I don't know. The kids just left. I think we're just going to stay in tonight.
Oh, come on. Don't miss out again.
Miss out on what?
catching up with friends. The sounds of winning. Celebrations. Endless laughs. And memories they'll never forget. Don't just hear about the fun. Time moves fast, so go have it. Rivers Casino. Don't miss the moment.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Clouds and some sun this afternoon, less humid, the high 79, mostly clear tonight, down to 56. Some hazy sunshine tomorrow, high 82. Then severe storms looking likely as we head into Tuesday, high 81. For AccuWeather, I'm John Feerick, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
It's sports down and dirty, Pittsburgh style. It's the Black and Gold Sunday Show on News Radio KDKA. Presented by Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition. And brought to you by Leon's Billiards and more.
All right, it's Sunday, and in the Metropolitan Window video screen, KDKRadio.com, KDK Watch, our skipper, he is none other. I love having Joe Giordano here on Sundays, former Pitt Panther baseball coach and special assistant at that shining example of what it's all about to be a student athlete, IMG Academy in Florida. Skip, before we get to you, Mr. Curtis got a debut in that second game last night. I loved watching Pittsburgh Regional Sports. They were interviewing his mom and dad. And it's a small world. Greg Diolis just told me moments ago there is a connection.
Yeah, it's funny. Good morning, Joe. Christian Curtis, Good morning. Good morning. His fiance, Kate McKinney, is the daughter of one of, Seth McKinney, who was a really good offensive lineman that we represented. Was a third-round draft pick for the Miami Dolphins. Ended up with a long career at the Cleveland Browns. Brother of Steve McKinney, who was a very good offensive guard in the league. And it was just a small world. I was talking to Seth earlier in the year, and Christian was in Altoona, and I said, I got to go up and see him. And then I hear the announcement, and I sent Seth a text yesterday. I said, man, Christian's going. Yeah, I'm already at the game. So it was really good. And they were sitting right behind Christian's mom and dad. You could see them in the interview process. And then they did interview Kate for a few minutes, too. So it was really cool.
Yeah, and they knew Pirate Gonzalez got a homer in that first game. Jared Jones looked good. They split with Cleveland yesterday. We have a lot to get to. Let's talk about the possibility of getting a reliever, because yesterday we saw once again they need to get some relief as far as the bullpen is concerned. Luke Weaver's name has been mentioned, 32 years of age, 1.85 ERA, 2-1. Mets, Mr. Cohen, the fire sale up there. Everyone's going to be on the table except Soto. Mason Miller, even though I'd like to see it, I'm seeing people and pundits saying, forget it. It won't happen. Do you think, Skip, that the Pirates will try to go get a top-notch receiver before the trade deadline comes and goes? Go ahead, sir. Good morning.
Well, I think that there has to be some consideration for it, no doubt, because that's been the Achilles heel in terms of consistency. We all have seen games that possibly where W's turn into losses. And I think that with the addition, you got another outfielder. What are they going to do with Cruz? Do you think that they might be setting that up for a possible? I see they put him on the 60-day DL. I think that's more of a procedural move, but to make room on the 40-man. But do you think that that might be a little bit of trade bait? Because I think if they can get a legitimate closer, that is consistent, it's going to be interesting.
Joe, the closer's here. He was on the mound at the end of the game yesterday. He's your boy. He's Isaac Matson. What do they get? Why don't they put him in some high leverage situations? He cannot possibly do worse than what they're getting out of Santana right now.
Well, I agree with you. And the one thing, I was looking at the numbers from that first game. You look at, I think he threw 20-some pitches. 16 strikes. I mean, Isaac he's not going to walk people. There's going to be a lot of balls in play. He's not overpowering, but he has jumped a couple miles per hour since the start of the year. and he's a competitor. He's focused. He's consistent. So yeah, there's going to be some balls put in play, but I agree with you. I think they look at him, to come in and do what he's doing. But I think he's doing a pretty good job. I just at times there's not that prototypical closer that's an absolute shutdown. And when you look at championship teams, that's a key element for sure.
Yeah. And that's the trouble. And I guess they're getting a lot of pushback from Majinski because he may fit that role, but he ain't going to do it. And when you have that kind of problem, and man, that really irks the common fan. And I understand it, from the agent perspective, it's not a good money move for him to go and become the closer. But, isn't there some type of, monetary reward for being a team guy too? I guess not.
Should be. But also should be just to be a
There should be. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, maybe there's some incentives or something that could be penciled into his contract to maybe get through the end of the year. But it's like all the pieces of the puzzle are there. They're just not aligned yet. Yeah. And first half, second half, obviously that first game was solid. You got Skeens on the mound today. I just hope the consistency. Somebody in that bullpen can surprise us. Maybe we'll get a couple of weeks of really consistent pitching out of the bullpen, and we'll see where it takes us. But I think that if you want to be a playoff contender, especially in this division, you got to have a shutdown guy on the back end.
So would you consider, and I have a follow-up on Skeens and Major League Baseball Players Association, something I saw a little while ago, but would you consider trading O'Neal Cruz to get Mason Miller? Skip?
That's a tough one. But I wouldn't give up a bunch of prospects. I think that
they've got it,
in my opinion. But right, and I think with Cruz, if you're comfortable with the outfield depth that you have, and we're a couple of games of 500. And we're playing pretty well without him. Now, he's an awesome talent. Don't get me wrong, and I think the Pirates would love to get him back in the mix. But prior we were talking about the consistency in the outfield, a couple of things like that. So it depends on what your long-term vision is. With some of your other guys, as to whether he would be somebody you're willing to trade. I mean, it's a tough one, but if you can get somebody like Mason Miller, that's a shutdown closer.
I tried to get rid of Reynolds last week, so I thought I'd take a shot at Cruz this week.
I don't know, guys, for sure. I'm pretty sure there used to be a rule that you cannot trade a player who's on the disabled list.
That could be possible.
And I think that may have changed in recent years, but that may be one of the hiccups that we would have involved.
All right,
here.
I will try that in just a moment. We will visit AI in just a couple of moments, Gemini, to see if that's fact or fiction. But I want to ask this. I saw this earlier this morning, and I just caught it out of the corner of my eye. I was actually multitasking during my talk show this morning, talking about major news stories in the region and around the world. And Major League Baseball Players Association talking about Skeens and the argument about $300 million contract and how he won't be able to stay in Pittsburgh. They're saying, look, players will take a discount. They will stay if you are competitive. And some of these small market teams could actually afford contracts like that if they would spread the length of the contract out. Do you think there's anything to that, you being an agent first, Greg?
Well, I think if it hadn't been for the interview that he gave right before the season started, where he talked about we're not taking a salary cap, and he was adamant in his defense of players, had it not been for that interview, every other signal would have been, yeah, he was going to be amenable to something like that. But Joe, I think he's going to toe that union line, and I don't think he's the player. He's not going to be the poster boy for take the local discount and help the Buccos out.
Go ahead, Joe.
Well, I think you're right. I think you're right. He has to, toe the company line there when it comes to the players union. But, I think that if there is a clear vision and the process of moving forward and being competitive for the Pirates is in place, and he's confident with that. Again, we talked about this when it came to Griffin, his contract. Right. How much money do you need? I get it. And when you get to those numbers, it's monopoly money to most people, but you got $100 million. You're set up for not only your life, but probably 2 or 3 generations after you. So, I mean, if you're comfortable and you like the lifestyle of where you're at and you feel you can potentially win a championship, why would you want to go somewhere else? Now, that's just me. Maybe that's a little old school.
No, it's okay. I get it. I was watching Bobby Witt Jr. the other night, and I was thinking, will he be like George Brett?
I love him, by the way.
Oh, man, he's a player. All right, but will he be there? These fans deserve it. And you see these young ones coming out now to watch the Pirates play in their early 20s, late teens, bringing the orange cones in, taking a section of the ballpark. Yeah. They're going to be the ones that are going to grow into adults and have jobs and businesses and could grow with this team. And one thing I've learned about the Pirates, guys, they got a lot of stuff down on the farm. They got a lot of players that are still going to get an opportunity up here. And if you can get a Mason Miller, all I'm saying is Cruz, Reynolds, sometimes you got to roll the dice. We need a closer. Okay, short break. We'll come back. Much more to get with Joe. And then Steve Hopley, who is the pro at Swickley Heights Golf Club, all about the Open. And Siwoo Kim right now at 10 under. He's got a one-shot lead over Cameron Young. We'll take a short break. Open Championship about 15 minutes away. More baseball with Joe next.
Your source for the AccuWeather forecast. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
Here's a World Soccer Championship preview.
Brought to you by Lowe's. Members get more at Lowe's. And by the first ever Infiniti QX65. The greatest prize in soccer is up for grabs in the 104th and final match at this edition of the World Championship between Argentina and Spain. This could be Messi's last match with La Albiceleste, and he would love to go out lifting the trophy one last time. Standing in the way is Spain, whose defense has only conceded 1 goal in 7 matches in this tournament. I'm Fernando Carlos.
As the old saying goes, size matters.
At Morgan & Morgan, we have over 1,000 lawyers and nearly 6,000 people on staff.
But at the core, this is and always has been a family business.
Our family watching out for your family.
Call us or email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on a Saturday or a Sunday.
And if you ever have a problem, call our mom.
Morgan & Morgan.
For the people and your family. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce. Pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
Spreadsheets, clunky software, 100 different logins just to run your business? Ah.
There's a better way. Odoo. One simple, connected platform that handles sales, inventory, accounting, and more. So you can focus on growing, not juggling. Make the switch today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
It's the Black and Gold Sunday Show on News Radio KDKA. Presented by Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
All right, listen, I did not check with artificial intelligence, so I will check now to see if you can actually trade a player who's on the DL. You can talk to Joe Giordano. Go ahead, Greg.
Hey, Joe, let's talk a little bit about the All-Star game and the home run hitting contest. Are you, number one, do you enjoy watching that? Do you watch it? And number two, did you like the changes to the rules to make it a little less of a timed event and basically 20 swings? It seemed like it flowed a little bit better.
You are allowed to trade players, by the way.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Joe.
I did watch it. I enjoyed it. I mean, it's fun. The intensity of the fan base, obviously, in Philadelphia was impressive.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the clock. That I think takes away from who's the best. But and we were talking about it last week a little bit. It's amazing how far a human can hit a baseball. It was truly impressive, and the consistency in the swing. That's what I kind of look at, what the swing looks like, and try and take some things away from that. But my goodness, it was almost like a Broadway show rather than something that had to do with baseball. But it was pretty cool.
I subscribe to the theory that those balls are juiced. Because, I mean, they were hitting rocks, 480-foot shots. But even the balls that seemed to be mishit were going into the stands. Your thoughts on whether or not they were hitting regulation baseballs?
Well, there was, I'm not sure if it was Harper that said, who made a suggestion that
right.
Some of the balls were juiced. Now, I don't know if that's because he didn't win, but, you know, you hit the ball that far off of BP pitching. That's all swing, power, and ball. You don't have the velocity of the pitch coming in, connecting with the bat, and then so the physics of it. That's just pure raw power. So I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but logic tells you those balls were going a long way, for sure.
I also felt for some of the pitchers that were being employed, I think a couple of the guys, at least one of the guys had their dad pitching to him, and I felt badly if he threw a bad pitch, his son couldn't yell at him, couldn't be angry, but that would really be a true great father-son moment until the dad starts throwing balls that you can't hit.
Yeah, I think there were two of them that had their dads, and I said that to my wife when we were watching it. I said, "This, what a great memory." But again, listen, throwing BP, there's an art to it, and to do that with 50,000 people screaming at you, that there's some pressure there. So I give those dads a lot of credit for going out there, for sure.
Yeah, in fact, now that I think of it, there was one. It was a left-handed hitter. I can't remember which of the players it was, but his dad wasn't getting far enough behind the screen, and he said, "Hold on, move that screen over a little bit." He didn't want to hit a line drive back at him and hurt him.
All right, let's move on now. We got the Yankees on the road. What a great couple of days to be on listening to 93.7 The Fan and the Pirates. Yankees without Aaron Judge right now, 54-43. They're how many games back? 2 games back behind Tampa Bay, and I don't know how they continue to win. But you know the story in the American League East. As of I think yesterday, Boston had won like 10 in a row, and they're now 7 back. So what's the difference with the Boston Red Sox from the start of the season to where they are now? They've got it figured out, at least for the time being. Contreras and them, and they're really doing some good things up there in Beantown. Go ahead, Skip.
Well, I think, again, we've talked about it many times. It's a marathon. It's a long season. You get the right lineup, the right connection, things being aligned. You get the good pitching, you get timely hitting, you get consistency out of the bullpen, get those 2-out RBIs, and there's going to be flows to the season up and down that you have to weather the storm. And I think that the Red Sox are obviously doing that now. And that's one of the things. That's the beauty of baseball. You could do everything right and lose. You can do everything wrong and win. But you have to be able to manage that throughout the course of a long season. You have to be very consistent. What's behind you is gone. Focus on where your feet are, meaning today, because the next winning streak, the next hitting streak, starts with your next at bat, your next pitch, your next swing.
You're the World Series finalist. Toronto's in the basement, 10 games back. But while we're talking New York, how is it that you spend as much money as Mr. Cohen did, and your team right now is 41-58, fire sale? You're 16 games out of first place. How does that happen, Joe? I mean,
well, I think that's a focus on the major league team and trying to buy players to fill spots and expecting them to deliver historically what they've been able to do over the course of their career. And we all know that that's not the case. The development of the minor leagues and having your players come up through the same system, teaching the same things, understanding the way that you want to play the game. I just think that's a situation where you're trying to fill holes with names rather than with players that can all work together in a lineup, as we've talked about many times, connecting them at those at bats.
All right, listen.
Yeah, that's a shame.
We appreciate you, Skip. We'll do it again next week. Let's beat them Bucks. Let's get one in Cleveland and go take care of the guys in pinstripes, okay?
Absolutely. Thanks. Thank you very much for having me. Always a pleasure. Counselor, always good to see you, my friend.
Have a good day, Joe.
All right, there he goes, Jolton Joe Giordano. Boy, listen, he's just such a bright light down there, and they love him down there, man.
They have to. I mean, what a find they had. You know, guys, Division I college coach that comes to you and can enlighten all those kids as they mature. That's a real bonus for that program.
All right, we're going to talk to Steve Hopley. He's the golf pro at Swickley Heights Golf Club. All about the Open Championship. Siwoo Kim at playing 9 right now. He is at 10 under, and Cameron Young is at -9. One shot off the pace. Group of golfers at 8 under, and Scotty Scheffler, world number 1, through 15 is at 6 under. So there you have it. Short break. We'll be back with more in a moment.
The Pittsburgh Speaker Series at Heinz Hall, presented by University of Pittsburgh, announces its 26-27 season. 7 events to challenge your mind, enlarge your world, and make you laugh. With Anderson Cooper, former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, historian Anne Applebaum, financial journalist Andrew Ross Sorkin, and the former U.S. Ambassador to China, Nicholas Burns. The series is sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James. Tickets on sale now at pittsburghspeakers.org. Every time I've had CertaPro painters do work on my home, I really appreciate their professionalism. They make it worry-free, and it starts with a free estimate, all at the right price. And I love that each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. Hi, this is Larry Richard. It's the perfect time to reach out, get CertaPro painters to visit your home. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. You'll be so glad you did. Trust CertaPro Painters.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to Supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, It can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. SuperSure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Alex Goen patented hypnosis. Stop smoking, no cravings, irritability, or weight gain. Walk in a smoker, walk out free. Only $59.99 or your money back. In town July 23rd. Sign up at alexgoen.com. That's alexgoen.com.
When you call yourself the voice of Pittsburgh, you have to know when to not talk. Sometimes you just need to be the ears of Pittsburgh. Just listen. Listen to what you have to say. These are complicated and uncertain times. But when you need us, we're here for you. And we're listening. A trusted source that you can count on to be here. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 73 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 11:30. I'm Rob Taylor. The Fujiya Ramen restaurant Shadyside was damaged by a fire. This happened Saturday morning around 7:45. Restaurants on South Aiken Avenue. No one was injured. Cause of that fire is under investigation. Allegheny County Police investigating after a woman was found shot in her vehicle Saturday night. It happened in Wilkinsburg on McNary Boulevard. She was rushed to the hospital. No word on her condition. Police say a suspect was arrested at the scene. KDK Radio News Time, 11:31. Next updates at noon. I'm Rob Taylor on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio KDK.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. Many retailers use a computer program to tell you which mattress to buy after answering a few questions. That's not how finding the right mattress works. At OMF, our associates take the time to understand your specific needs. They'll guide you through our showroom, explain the differences between models, and help you select the right mattress. No computers, no gimmicks, just personal attention and quality mattresses built locally. Visit any showroom and experience the OMF difference for yourself.
Between the daily demands of work, family needs, running a household, and more, you deserve some real relief at the end of the day. At the Original Mattress Factory, we have a wide variety of mattresses that are built to provide the ultimate in comfort and relief when you need it most. Mattresses that are hand-built locally using high-quality materials. Mattresses that are sold factory direct to offer you a great value. Mattresses that are designed to provide real relief to real people like you. Visit an Original Mattress Factory location today and get the rest you deserve tonight.
Here he comes.
Surprise! There's an avocado shortage! Now half your food truck menu is costing more than it's making you! Also, you're out of napkins!
Those aren't cheap! Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 10% or more on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, an ice cream truck stole your parking spot! Looks like you're in a turf war!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Lower humidity this afternoon. Clouds and some sunshine. Highs into the upper 70s. Mostly clear tonight, low 56. Hazy sunshine tomorrow, high 82. And heavy gusty thunderstorms moving on Tuesday, high 81. For AccuWeather, I'm John Feerick, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join us Monday on the Big K Morning Show, 5:30 until 10. The countdown is on for the next big thing. What is it? We'll tell you.
All right, so here's what we have for you. First off, we're really excited to have Steve Hopley back, Golf Pro, Swickley Heights Golf Club. He's actually out of town, but he's still taking time to join us, so we appreciate that very much. Siwoo Kim, 10 under. Cameron Young, 9 under. Group at 8 under. Lucas Herbert. Ryan Fox at 8 under. Sam Burns at 8 under. And Scotty Scheffler, world's #1. Right now at 7 under. The weather has been perfect. The winds have died down, if at all even been heard from this weekend. So we've had some rounds of 62. We've had rounds of 65. It's been pretty impressive, and the pros are making the most of it. Right, Steve? Good morning.
Good morning, Rob. Thanks for having me. You're exactly right. They certainly have been incredibly firm and fast conditions at Royal Birkdale this week. But certainly for the tour professionals, they are making it look easy, strategizing their way around this golf course, avoiding the sand as much as they can. Except the back nine is causing some trouble, so hopefully they have a great couple hours of golf ahead.
Hey, Steve, that weather being perfect is a matter of opinion. Most purists would say we need a little bit of rain, we need a little bit of wind, something to, this doesn't look like a an Open Championship. I almost call it the British Open. That would be a major faux pas.
You can still call it the British Open.
It seems to be different than watching our standard Open Championship because of the bright sunshine.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Rob. It has been that way, and it's a little bit odd for England, even in the summertime, to see this much sunshine. But, I think Royal Birkdale, the way the players have talked about the golf course, is even in the great conditions and not the normal Open Championship we may expect with rain and 40, 50-mile-an-hour blustery winds. You usually wish to see some balls rolling around on the greens without people having putt the ball. But I think the way that this golf course sets up, the way that the players talk about this golf course being one of the best Open Championship venues from a strategy perspective, I think makes for a great test and a great watch from home, even without the high, tough weather that we expect.
He's the Golf Pro, Swickley Heights Golf Club. We're going to talk about that wonderful and historic course in just a little bit. Rob Pratt, along with my co-host Greg Diulis, is here talking to Steve. So, Steve, this is what I really believe is a fact, and I've been watching a lot of stuff about the Golf Channel, love their coverage. To be a professional golfer, no matter who you are, as far as the money list, top or bottom, you got to believe you're the best golfer on the planet. And this is a good example, and it may be one of the very little things that people are taking from it, but this is how I measure somebody that's a golf pro who really gets it done. He misses the cut for the first time in years at the Genesis Scottish Open, Scotty Scheffler, world #1, but he comes right back in this major, and he's a few shots off the pace. That's what makes a professional golfer great. Fact or fiction?
Absolute fact, Rob. There's no doubt about that. And it's been interesting to watch Scotty Scheffler for most of this year. We watch him, and he's just an incredible ball striker. And he's actually been one of the best putters on tour this year. I think they mentioned he's in the top 15 or 20 of all putters on the PGA Tour this season, which has not been the norm for him in this great stretch that he's been on. But now to see him struggle at times throughout this season, and to me it almost looks like he struggled mentally at times. He just hit a great drive off the 17th hole a few moments ago. Looked like he got a bad break, and he was sort of sounded like Jordan Spieth a little bit. He was commenting and seemed rather frustrated in ways you don't quite expect the world #1 and Scotty Scheffler in particular to be, as we've seen him in this great stretch. And I think to me is some of the reason we haven't seen him, we've seen him miss cuts or seen him not play to his absolute best throughout this season.
Yeah, just a quick update for you, Steve. He hit a 3-wood. He tried to get it over a mound or something, and looked like he hit it into it. And I think he ended up OB and is going to have to replay that shot. So,
oh wow.
Yeah, his hopes have been dashed on the 17th hole. But it is fun. And one of these things, I like when they do this with the U.S. Open courses, too, where they let the rough grow so high it's a different color than the rest of the golf course. And it really looks cool. The fairways are mown so far down, you could probably putt a ball 100 yards at how low they are when you're actually in the fairway.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen some of these players take putters out a little bit more often. I think it was Bones Mackay they had on television broadcast about an hour ago. He was bouncing a basketball in the middle of one of the fairways. It's so firm. That was pretty cool to see.
It is, and I think that's creating a little bit of a different, and these guys are taking advantage of it, but I think it's creating a little bit of a different type of tournament because guys are getting drives to areas because of the rollout. They're getting balls to areas they're not used to playing from as far as second shots.
Yes, you're certainly right, and it makes it much more challenging from tee to green when the players really have to take their time and diagnose not only the wind, but how far is this ball going to roll based on the spin I put on it, and how do I avoid those bunkers and in some places where it looks like 2 to 3 yard gaps in the fairways where they can actually play between the bunkers because the balls are rolling 100, 150 yards at times.
Yeah, and that's got to be fun. And we don't get to do that much in Western Pennsylvania, where you get to have those super dried out fairways that you can kind of hit those low Tiger Woods stingers, and once a ball gets down on the ground, it'll just kind of keep on rolling out for you.
Exactly right. We sometimes get 3, 4, 5 weeks a year in late September and early October where we get some European weather, if you will, where we get firm and fast. But for the most part, you're right. Golf is very, very different in the sport in itself and the way that you play it and the way that you approach each shot. Typically in the United States versus Europe is completely different.
Yeah, we're just looking at a tee shot right now. I can't tell who it was that hit it, but he got about a 75-yard roll on what looked like the parking lot, but it was right down the middle of the fairway. Go ahead, Rob.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, the way that this course is set up, Steve, is kind of fun because they have a bunch of bleacher-type seats, and then it looks like it's a hotel or a club seat area that they've set up. Not the typical old-fashioned British or open courses where we would see just the stands and nothing else. But I guess the future holds what it holds, and we always see changes.
You're exactly right. All of these professional tournaments seem to get larger and larger every year and seem to become more and more about the corporate hospitality and the pavilions that you can build. And you're right, the Open Championship typically doesn't have much of that. And it's interesting to see a little bit more this year. I found it interesting to hear the players talk about the major grandstand build-outs, particularly on the first and the 18th.
Yes.
And the first hole at Royal Birkdale they've talked about as a really challenging tee shot because of the crosswind and how the massive build-out, massive grandstand make it really hard to judge the wind. I think it was day one they had 6 or 8 balls hit out of bounds on the left because people were misjudging the wind because the grandstands were making it feel like it was coming from the other direction.
All right, so let me ask you, Swickley Heights Golf Club, what's going on there, Steve?
We just wrapped up our men's invitational over the last 3 days, Thursday through Saturday. Had an incredible event. Really proud of my team and the way that they performed and prepared and put together a really great experience for our members and guests. We've had a great season. The weather's been really particularly awesome in Pittsburgh. We've had a lot of hot and dry weather. Everything is great at Swickley Heights. We've been busy. Our membership is enjoying the golf course and enjoying some great Pittsburgh weather, and looking forward to seeing what the rest of the season has in store for us.
All right, last thing before I let you go. So Siwoo Kim is your leader. He's got a one-shot lead. Big fan of his. Obviously the Asian influence in Matsuyama and others, but especially on the LPGA Tour. I love it. I love it. I love it. It really is making golf even better and more of a global entity. Why do you think there's been such a influence, not just in golf, but in baseball too? And I have a travel show that I've been doing for 30 plus years, and that's become one of the biggest places to travel and also cruise around, meaning Japan. What's up with Japan and these great golfers? We've seen them a lot on the men's tournament for a while with Matsuyama and Siwoo Kim and others, but the women LPGA Tour, some of the best players in the world happen to be from places like Japan. Steve? We lost him.
Oh, sorry, Rob. I got you here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Can you hear me, Rob?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Sorry. I think it's a great point. And interesting, they noted on the broadcast earlier, there's never been a player from the Asian continent that has won the Open Championship. So an incredible opportunity for Siwoo Kim today. But to your point, I think work ethic has a lot to do with it. I think a lot of the breakthrough professionals, Matsuyama, Ryo Ishikawa, 10, 15 years ago, a lot of these guys have set the standard for, players from Japan and China and other places in Asia that have really grown that influence. And it's exciting to see on both sides, men's and women's, more and more players from all across the world as we see these tours grow, not only on the PGA Tour and LPGA Tour, but the more great golfers that we have across the world, the greater the competition becomes, and it really is incredible to see.
But you think we could flip things around to get the PGA Tour tournament to be the last one on the tour as far as Grand Slams, as opposed to this being the final one here in the middle of July? You think that'll ever happen again?
That's a great question, Rob. I think from a golf course perspective, August is a really hard time, when the PGA Championship used to be played. I think from a competition standpoint, it's hard to ensure that you get the best possible competition at that time of year. It would be interesting to, potentially consider PGA Championship even later in the season. It would bring some of your northeastern great clubs sort of to the forefront at a time of the year where weather produces some great golf conditions. But I generally have tend to enjoy the sort of 4 to 5 week stretch that we've had, albeit short, from April to July for the major championship season. It'll be interesting to see if they ever consider moving that PGA Championship back into late August or even early September.
How much longer does LIV have as far as life support? What do you think?
Ooh, hard to say. It doesn't feel like it extends much beyond next season or the year after that.
All right, Steve, listen, thanks a lot, man. We appreciate it. Wherever you are, enjoy your time. And if you ever need help, reach out, okay?
Thanks so much, Rob. Really appreciate you having me. You guys enjoy the rest of the Open Championship.
Thanks, Steve.
These golf pros, man, they're just buttoned up, man.
They always, they're so amenable to conversation about the game of golf. That's what amazes me whenever you walk into their place. They're always open to a conversation about what's going on the tour, what's, the most recent tournament, those types of things. These guys speak so well, and they're so open to conversation. It's wonderful.
And they give just precise answers, short to the point.
Yeah.
Just like chipping up on the green. All right, stay with us. Paul Child will be here, but I'm going to talk about something that I just want to talk about next. Stay with us.
When you need to know, depend on the news leader. At home, in your car, or at work. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM, AM 1020, and KDKA-radio.com.
Does your ginger beer suffer from a lack of bite and spice you expect from a ginger beer? Do your Moscow mules taste watered down? Then find yourself Jamaica's Finest ginger beer. Made with all natural ginger root oils, Jamaica's Finest provides you with that clean, intense ginger flavor you expect. Aromatic and spicy as if you were biting into a fresh piece of ginger, Jamaica's Finest ginger beer is refreshing on its own or perfect for any back porch beverage. Sure to become a permanent fixture in your Frigidaire, look for us in any Giant Eagle or Giant Eagle Market District, the gold standard of ginger beers, Jamaica's Finest.
Butler Memorial Hospital Foundation will hold Summer Soiree, a fundraiser, on Saturday, August 29th at Butler Country Club. The evening will include a cocktail hour, dinner, fundraising activities, dancing, and other summer-themed festivities. The cost to attend is $175 per person. For more information, visit the Butler Memorial Hospital Foundation giving page at independence.health.
This July, celebrate red, white, and blue along with beautifully made custom window treatments from Lachina Drapery and Blind Factory. For over 60 years, Lachina has been manufacturing custom draperies in their own Dormont factory, filled with thousands of yards of quality fabrics. Visit Lachina's Dormont or Wexford showrooms, tour their factory, or schedule free shop-at-home service. From measuring to professional installation, Lachina does it all. Call 412-665-4900 or go to lachinadrapery.com.
When it it comes to family law, a lot has changed in recent years, so assumptions can be costly. If you see or sense a change coming in your family life that could have legal implications, it's important to know where you stand. Getting good legal advice early is never a bad idea. I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. If you or anyone you know is facing a family law issue, start with a consultation. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
You take care of your dog out of love and responsibility. But what if every scoop that you're feeding them is slowly making them sicker? Not because you're a bad pet owner, but because the pet food industry never told you the truth. Greetings, naturopathic Dr. Dennis Blank, Amazon #1 best-selling author and founder of Rough Greens here. Dog food is dead food, stripped of every live nutrient that your dog needs. That's where Rough Greens comes in. Just sprinkle it on top of whatever you're already feeding them. It's packed with live probiotics, enzymes, omega oils, and over 20 live vitamins and minerals, all natural and made in the USA. Thousands of dog owners are watching their pets transform. More energy, shinier coat, better mobility, and your dog could be next. Take the Rough Greens 90-day challenge. Give us 90 days, and we'll give you a healthier dog. Guaranteed. Get a free Jumpstart trial bag for your dog today. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. Use discount code USA. That's RUFFgreens.com. Discount code USA. Rough Greens. So good, your dog will ask for it by name.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
It's the Black and Gold Sunday Show on News Radio KDKA. Presented by Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
Now, I never get a chance to talk about it unless it's the championship. But I got to talk about the WNBA for a minute. This Caitlin Clark, 45 the other night, I think 10-plus assists against Seattle. She is a baller. I mean, physical, and they knock her around like a punching bag. She is so good for the game. She is going to take this game to where young, very talented athletes who are in elementary school, in high school, in college right now, they're going to make buckets of money. They're going to make buckets of money. This league is going to explode. It's going to get bigger. And, I mean, she is right now to the WNBA what Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson were to the NBA. And listen.
She's all three combined.
Great.
Yeah.
And this Sophie Cunningham, I mean, it's matinee, it's Madison Avenue magic. It really, really is.
Yeah, they tried to build up that competition with the girl from LSU that was her main competition. Her name escapes me, but they were kind of head to head coming into the league.
Where did Angel Reese go?
That's Angel Reese. That's what I'm talking.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought. Okay.
I think she's with the LA team.
She's in Atlanta now.
Yeah, okay.
She was in Chicago. Which why I never know they traded her, but she's now with Atlanta.
Yeah, but she hasn't lived up to she hasn't improved as much as Caitlin Clark has. So it's that rivalry has kind of died down, and there's everybody else that's just banging on Caitlin Clark now, and it's almost become a little bit of a sideshow though that maybe they don't want because of all of the fouls and all of the post game comments that are going back and forth now and all the allegations. It's a little bit over the top. I think they need to scale that back a little bit and focus more on just the hoops.
So, obviously you're thinking about, your player getting, knocked to the ground, elbowed. I mean, and there's physical contact, a little bit of chipperness, being chippy from time to time. People love it, but they've been really knocking her around. But she's not some frail little athlete. She's like 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
I mean.
Oh, I think she's 6'2".
Okay, so that means she can handle herself. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and she's well constructed, but she's not like a spindly person. She's put together a little bit.
And listen. Charles Oakley is who I'm going to start calling, or Bill Lambier, Sophie Cunningham. She can play the game, but she's like. I wouldn't be stepping into the grill of some of these players. She goes after. I mean, she's like the enforcer on this team.
Yes, she is. She's more like the old hockey, Bill Clement kind of people.
But listen, I love women's basketball, and I don't even like to use the term women, but I'm saying it because I've been covering it or around it for a long time, more so back in the day. But this is really an exciting brand of basketball, and what's amazing, this is regular season, and they're selling out. Even if it isn't in Indiana, they're selling out these arenas.
That's a good thing.
I know. I mean, it really is an amazing thing. All right, we got to get back to the Pirates for just a quick minute here. So what do you do with this team? Looking at this team right now, you know your fan base is hungry. You're Bob Nutting. You've been at it a long time. You're doing okay in your other business. Do you put the pedal to the metal, and do you really swing for a big trade right now? Like a big reliever, and even if it means getting rid of, and we're having a little fun with it, but like a Brian Reynolds or an O'Neill Cruz.
But that's the thing, is this, there's such good chemistry going on with this offense right now.
Leave it alone.
I don't know if you want to mess around with that, but you need something.
But Cruz isn't in there.
Because these guys are getting frustrated now. They're saying, look, we're getting you to the point where we should be winning these games. They've had 18 blown saves now. I mean, they're got to be approaching a major league record. And to a certain extent, Rob, it seems like they're not getting any luck out of their bullpen either. You know, every once in a while you would hope that these guys would hit an atom ball. But it seems like every time Santana comes in, it's a ball is going over the fence. It's not a line drive that happens to land in somebody's pocket. So it's been tough that way to watch what's going on. And every time they're got a chance, not every time, but in many situations where they got a chance to close games out, they're just not doing it. Maybe they need their starters to just go longer into games.
North Shore 9, just moments ago, great social media stuff they do. Pirates, I didn't realize. They're saying they're going to be very aggressive towards the trade deadline, and you may have said this before, but I missed it because you were talking about 50 wins at the break. The Major League leading 516 runs at the break.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah, that was in there. A lot of people were complaining that they had more runs than any team in Major League Baseball, and they didn't have a guy in the All-Star game. How does that work?
Well, it's Madison Avenue, baby.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to happen with these this collective bargaining thing? You think that's going to happen?
It doesn't look like they're going to be able to have a deal done before the season. So I think we're going to have at least a summer like those summers when we were young, where you would see Dave Parker at the North Park batting cages, right? I mean, you got just hanging around. It's going to take a long time unless one of the sides completely caves. I think both sides are entrenched in their positions, and they're willing to test the mettle of the other.
Do you think, seriously, if I was Major League Baseball as a whole, the players, a salary cap might be a little too much, but can you do something other than a salary cap to cave? Other than saying we're not, because I think that's the biggest thing on the table.
It is. It's the salary cap, and they have to figure out a way to contain, to make a competitive balance, whether it's sharing of revenue or in some fashion creating a way that the teams that don't have the huge sources of income, that they can compete with those teams in L.A., in Chicago, in New York, in Boston, because those teams need the smaller teams. They can't just play against each other. They need to figure out a way to have all of the 30 teams being able to compete in some fashion, but they're being hogs. They don't want to give up all of their excess money. They need to figure out a way to share the income, and the best way to do that would be a salary cap, but the players won't do it. But the players have to come to a realization that, look, for the good of the game, the salary cap is the better way to go. It makes for a better baseball game, whether the individual players, and it's really, you're only talking about maybe 50 to 100 guys that this would apply to that are in that crazy income category. All the rest of them would benefit from a salary cap.
So Scotty Scheffler survived it, didn't do as well as he would have liked, but that hole, he's at 8 under. He's ready to tee up on 18.
We got to figure out how that happened, Rob, because he definitely hit a ball out of bounds, went back and replayed it, and still ends up making birdie on that hole. I mean, this is like DeChambeau tramping down the grass and not calling the penalty on himself.
Cameron Young is at 9 under. He shot a 64 final round, and Siwoo Kim has played through 11. He's at 9 under. So world's number one is still in the thick of things.
Yeah, but it's amazing that Young, they always talk about, be the leader in the clubhouse. And once you get into the clubhouse, anything can happen. But the way that these guys have been attacking the golf course, I'm surprised that nobody has surpassed him yet. But they're actually backing up to him.
All right, here we go. Quick break, back at it. And it's Paul Child. It's the World Cup final and England's big win to secure third place against France.
When it comes to affordable term life insurance, everyone's whistling the Big Lou tune. If you're over 50, maybe a bit porky, or have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost about $200 a month. Even if you're not in perfect health, call Big Lou, because he specializes in finding big chunks of affordable term life insurance for just about everyone. Don't let diabetes or other health glitches keep you from owning $500,000 to $1 million or more of term life insurance. For affordable term life insurance, call Big Lou. Don't hesitate. Call 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or visit biglou.com.
Call Big Lou, don't hesitate. 800-700-6898. Call Big Lou, don't hesitate. 800-700-6898. Visit biglou.com.
Life's best moments start with perfect choices. For Connie Nowak, it was a trolley ride and a 67-year love story. A life of family, smart decisions, and companionship with Chester the cat. Her retirement choice, the village at St. Barnabas. Recreation, healthcare, close to family, everything on her list. Plus, it's an exceptional retirement value with a flexible entry process and affordable rates. St. Barnabas Retirement Communities, stbarnabascommunities.com, or call 724-444-5568.
Between the daily demands of work, family needs, running a household, and more, you deserve some real relief at the end of the day. At the Original Mattress Factory, we have a wide variety of mattresses that are built to provide the ultimate in comfort and relief when you need it most. Mattresses that are hand-built locally using high-quality materials. Mattresses that are sold factory direct to offer you a great value. Mattresses that are designed to provide real relief to real people like you. Visit an Original Mattress Factory location today and get the rest you deserve tonight.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 74 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 12 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. PennDOT says it has begun sliding the new Commercial Street Bridge into place. The new bridge weighs 22 million pounds. There are 42 skids that will slowly slide the bridge more than 100 feet into place. PennDOT says it'll take about 24 hours to move the bridge fully into place. A live stream of the slide can be viewed on the PennDOT website. Allegheny County Police are investigating a shooting in Wilkinsburg. It happened Saturday night around 11:30. Police say a woman was found shot inside her vehicle along McNary Boulevard. She was rushed to the hospital. No word on her condition. A suspect was arrested at the scene. The Fujiya Ramen restaurant in Shadyside damaged by a fire Saturday morning. It happened around 7:45. Restaurants on South Aiken Avenue. No one was injured. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Well, at the World Cup, England defeated France 6-4 Saturday for a third-place finish, and now we're 3 hours away from the World Cup final at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. And here's ABC's Christiane Cordero with a preview.
The stage is set for a championship Sunday unlike ever before. New Jersey hosting Spain and Argentina. Winner takes all. It's the first World Cup match between the two countries in 60 years and pits teenage sensation Lamine Yamal against veteran superstar Lionel Messi. Messi shrugging off the pressure while speaking to fans in New York this weekend, saying he treats it as something natural.
Pittsburgh Downtown Partnership announcing that the hours today for the final day of Picklesburg will be extended. So it began at 11 this morning. It will run until 7 o'clock tonight, downtown Pittsburgh. KDK Radio News Time, 12:02. Got the IQ of the forecast next.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da!
If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rates reserved.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Clouds and some sun this afternoon, less humid, the high 79, mostly clear tonight, down to 56. Some hazy sunshine tomorrow, high 82. Then severe storms looking likely as we head into Tuesday, high 81. For AccuWeather, I'm John Feerick, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
The following is an editorial by KDKA Radio Regional Vice President Michael Spacciapoli.
With the exception of an overnight delay, the demolition of the Commercial Street Bridge on the Parkway East went according to plan Thursday morning. In fact, the implosion happened so quickly, many people missed it. The sound of the blast lasted less than 5 seconds. As dust from the explosion settled, no damage could be seen to the new bridge just feet away. PennDOT District 11 Executive Jason Zhang said it went extremely well, and we agree. As workers moved in to start hauling away the rubble, it was announced the next major phase of the project, moving the new bridge into place, is expected to start sometime next week. We hope the success of the closure, transition to detours, and demolition of the old bridge continues. So far, the 25-day shutdown of one of Pittsburgh's major arteries has not been bad news. Kudos to PennDOT, the contractors, and tens of thousands of drivers and commuters for making it an uneventful first week. With continued good fortune, the Parkway East will reopen on schedule in early August.
This has been an editorial by KDKA Radio Regional Vice President Michael Spacciapoli. To view a transcript, go to kdkaradio.com.
It's sports down and dirty, Pittsburgh style. It's the Black and Gold Sunday Show on News Radio KDKA. Presented by Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition. And brought to you by Leon's Billiards and more.
All right, little personal note before we get back to the world of sports and talk to Paul Childs. He, of course, former member of the Pittsburgh Spirit, and we get you ready for the World Cup final between Argentina and Spain. Look, I've been in this business a long time. I've met a lot of politicians, and I've had a lot of success because they've given me much time whenever I needed to talk about a particular story on the airwaves here. And there was none more closer than Congressman Tim Murphy, who I found out earlier today that he had passed away, but I just saw moments ago on the Republican Committee of Allegheny County, their social media page, that he has passed away. Whether it was mental health issues or just helping everyday people try to have a better way of life, it was Tim Murphy who really always put his constituents first, and I mean nobody works harder in the nation's capital to bring home good news here to Western Pennsylvania. So on behalf of me and all of my colleagues who interviewed him as many, if not more times than me, and to his friends and family, I just want to send out my thoughts and prayers. Rob will have much more coming up at the bottom of the hour on the passing of former Congressman Tim Murphy, who I found out today has passed away. He will be missed. He was a giant when it came to helping people in this region. And as far as people who have served public office in Western Pennsylvania, in my opinion, he's at the top of the list. All right, Greg, let's talk a little soccer now. And as you said to me yesterday, Mr. Child, if our England team would have played like this, we'd be talking about the final today, right?
Yeah, that wasn't that crazy game, Rob. Nobody's seen games like that in the third place and fourth place position go that far. That would have been a great game for the final, I think. I think the fans would have been fantastic seeing goals, many goals, which you don't usually see in finals and against two really good teams. But, yeah, I'm disappointed, obviously, because I'm originally English but Americanized. But it was a great game to watch, and I think the American soccer fan now has something to strive for.
So I'm talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and his son, Joseph Allen, is a young man on the verge of becoming a teenager, and he went away to his first soccer camp at Geneva College, and he was saying, Rob, he's all into this soccer thing. And I thought to myself, even though we're disappointed with Team USA, we, especially in the media, have to continue to promote teams like the Riverhounds, who got a win yesterday on their pitch, and just watching them play and the excitement and the fan base. We have to really continue to promote it, because if we continue to stoke the fire, that fire will continue to burn in the belly of young soccer players. And that's really what we need to be able to take it to the next step. We need consistency, and we have to stay on talking about soccer on a regular basis, not just during a World Cup, Paul.
Oh, no, that's really true, Rob. It's fantastic. I mean, seeing these, I think kids have got to realize if they want to play the game, they've got to watch it, and they've got to watch and emulate certain players on the field. You know, they've got to go see these Riverhound games, any games on television, the Premier League, and from European countries. But the World Cup has just brought more and more emphasis on how important and how big the game is. I think that's what I think a lot of people are realizing now that, like I said to you, I think there's 206 countries compete for the World Cup, and that's why it takes 4 years. And people always want to see it sooner, but you can't do that because there's so many teams competing. So the more it's out there, the more you watch it, the more you go to camps, playing the game, the kids are going to get better and better, and we're going to have a very good team probably for the next World Cup for sure.
All right, we're going to get into all the X and O's, and this guy's done so much for our coverage. I can't thank him enough. So sometimes it's nice to kind of circle back to some of your friends from years ago, and you realize that they got some talent, not just on the soccer pitch, but when it comes to explaining this great game, and he's got the fire in my belly burning again. So I'm going to let Greg jump in here a little bit, summarize some of the things that have happened with Team USA and more, and then in our second segment, we're going to give everything you need to know about Spain and Argentina coming up later today, Yamal and Messi. Go ahead, Greg.
Hey, Paul, good morning to you. I just wondered your thoughts about the game yesterday and being that it's, I guess, in essence, a consolation game. I know that's not the term that they use for it, but in essence, that's what it is. And how the players, because clearly they got up for this game. They put on a great show, very competitive game. It was great fun to watch. Had you ever been in a situation similar, and how do you kind of talk yourself into saying, hey, this actually means something?
Well, I think what it really did, I think, Greg, was in the beginning, you know, I mean, I was watching England, and I sent a note to Rob saying, if only England had played like this against Argentina in the second half. And then as soon as it came out of the first half, you know, France, obviously, in the locker room, were very, very disappointed, and I'm sure the coach went crazy at them and said, hey, we're playing for the country here, the people, the fans. You've got to go out there and do a job. And I got to be honest with you, I could not believe how they turned it on and started playing like they usually play. They obviously made some substitutions, but so did England. And England was like mesmerized and were in shock, I think, after the fourth goal went in and it was 5-4, you know, and I was biting my nails, and I'm sure a lot of other fans were too. And it showed some pride, you know, I think more than anything from inside the players, because I thought France was done. I never thought they would ever try and come back, and they came out and just turned it on and really lit the field up with goal after goal after goal, and like you could see the English players like heads down and thought they were out of it, and they had to do the same thing. And I think what really helped them was a hydration break, where they got a break off the field. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it was very humid and hot there as well. You could tell that, but it looked like when they started playing again, they were getting back into it, and it was just a real entertaining game, I thought. Even though it was third and fourth place, it still really means a lot, Greg, because the European Championships come up next, which, you know, they'll play against France probably and Spain and these, you know, not Argentina because they're South American, but important to the country that they did well in that game.
Speaking of the analysis of games, we had the midweek game where your guys score a goal in about the 72nd minute or so to take a 1-0 lead against Argentina. You had to be starting to celebrate a little bit inside.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I know I was jumped out of the chair and, like, yeah, they've got one, finally. Yeah. And then they went into this, like, defensive mode that was just a bad decision. And thinking about that, Greg, I'm wondering who made that decision. I don't know. They've got a lot of experienced players on that field, older players and younger players, but they've played in a lot of big competitions. And it just seemed like they all backed up and packed in the penalty area. And you cannot do that with Argentina because they have Messi, who just really hangs out at the top of the box or in the box, and nobody can get close enough to him to take the ball away clearly. So he gets hit, goes down, and there's a penalty kick or there's a free kick on the edge of the box, and it creates opportunities for the other team. And they just went into a defensive mode with 20 minutes left, and it was the worst mistake they could ever do. I don't know whether the coach called that one. I would have thought the defensive players should have pushed everybody out and pressured against Argentina, but I'm not the coach, and that's what happened. And it was sad to see because I thought England was due for a World Cup this year.
All right, listen, as we go to break and come back, Paul Child is our guest, getting ready for Argentina and Spain coming up later in New Jersey. We're going to break it all down for you. But this is an idea how tough it is to repeat as a World Cup champion. I didn't even know this, but there's only been 2 teams that have done it, and one was Italy in the 30s and I think Brazil in the 50s. Right. That just goes to show how tough it is, and Argentina has a chance to do that today. Go ahead, Paul.
Yes, it really is, Rob. Congrats to them. I mean, they've really been battling hard, and Messi's done tremendously well for them, and showed his pride for the country and wanting to do well, and his teammates. So I think it is a very, very special thing if you can win 2 World Cups. If you think about it, they're 4 years apart. So, a lot of the players change, and you've got a different dimension on the field. And it's really an honor to even get to that situation. So they've done well to do it. But I got to admit, Rob, I don't know. I seem to jinx teams, but I think Spain have got a shot here against Argentina to win it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Spain's defense versus Lionel Messi. Spain has been incredibly disciplined, keeping 6 clean sheets in 7 matches and conceding just 1 goal. So that's something that I think Paul was thinking about and why he just made that statement. So stay with us. We'll come back. Paul Child today, previewing the World Cup, Argentina-Spain, coming up later today. Stay with us.
News, weather, traffic, and business every day. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
Hey, this is Calvin.
And Sam.
With Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks.
We're looking for experienced deck builders and lead carpenters who want to build high-end outdoor spaces without all the headaches. We specialize in premium decks, covered porch roofs, outdoor living spaces, and custom exterior projects. These are the kind of jobs that you'll actually be proud to put your name on.
And we pay fast.
Apply today at callthecousins.com/careers.
That's callthecousins.com/careers.
Call the Cousins. We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
It's the Black and Gold Sunday Show on News Radio KDKA. Presented by Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
Right back to Paul Child. We're going to preview today's matchup for the World Championship, FIFA World Championship on the line, Spain and Argentina. So how good is this defense of Spain? Obviously pretty good, huh, Paul?
Oh, Rob. I think that they're very, very good. They're calm. They don't get put under. It's hard to put them under pressure because they always have outlet players. It seems, don't matter whether they're in their own half or in their own penalty box. It seems like they can get out of situations, and that's where it's going to be really difficult, I think, for Argentina to get the ball. I think they're going to have they're going to possession of the ball is going to be Spain's, and they're going to, try and. I don't know, hypnotize Argentina by chasing, and they'll be and we call it chasing the ball, and that's all they're going to be doing. But I think Argentina too might come out with a situation where, like they did with England, and really, I think they'll be much more physical than Spain. I think they'll be tackling and trying to win every ball right from the get-go, and see if they can upset them and get a steal or a misconnection somewhere, which is very rare with Spain, and get an opportunity of a breakaway and a goal, So it's going to be tough, but I think Spain have that defensive mode,
Hey, Paul, explain something to a novice. When you say Spain is really good defensively, is it scheme related? Like, did they position players in a different fashion, or is it talent related where anybody could be positioned that way, but they have guys who are executing things better than other teams?
I think what it is, Greg, is I think they're brought up in their system, the Spanish soccer system. It's a keep away game and then wait for a mistake and then jump on it is what they've always kind of played. And I think what they do is they train their players. Most of their players, whether they're defensive players, midfield or forwards, they all have great technical skill. And they can control the ball very well. They don't lose possession of it very, very rarely. So I think it's a team thing. I think they're all on the same page. It's a great chemistry that they've got going, and I think you'll see that today if they get it off to the right start. There again, if Argentina score a quick goal, then that changes a lot of things. Then they've got to decide whether to break out of defense and go forward to get back in the game,
So when we say Spain is expert defensively, would you classify Argentina as being more of an aggressive style, more of an attacking group that wants to get goals and get more on the offensive side of the pitch?
Yes, I would. I think they're more inclined to do that than defensively, and I think you'll see that you'll see some breakaways because they'll be when they get the opportunity, which we'll see whether they do or not. They'll be pushing up to the halfway line and pushing the Spanish team back in their own end of the field. But then when Spain do get possession of it again, you'll see long chips over the top and very accurate passing over the defense, and Spain will get those opportunities of one-on-ones with a goalkeeper or one-on-one with a player, a defensive player.
By the way, you guys didn't pick up on that, but hanging around you guys, I used the word pitch, not field, in that last question.
I only use it so I don't sound stupid in front of Paul Child, Hey, listen, hey, you're my hero, brother. Listen, Argentina's long-range threat, they scored 5 goals from outside the box. Does that help them with this defensive shutdown that we've seen from Spain, from Spain, or does it not help them because they're not close to the box? What about that?
Well, I think what happens, Rob, I think, these guys are so good and they play against each other a lot. There's a lot of these Argentinian players playing in Spain. So I think the defenders, if you're a defender and you're in a certain area, if you're playing left defense, are you usually against a right wing player? you know their tendencies, it's like any sport, it's football, American football or whatever, this running back's going to take off down the sideline, and you've got to anticipate that and get in front of him or get between him, and that's what they do. They understand the player on the ball, if he's left-footed or right-footed. If I'm a defender and I know this guy's left-footed, I'm going to try and keep him on his right foot so it messes up a little bit, and then I can steal it away or break the play down. But again, Argentina's got some great players that can hit the ball from long distances, and if the goalkeeper's napping or sleeping, all of a sudden they take a quick shot. It's a chance of scoring goals, so that's where they'll create some chances too, I'm sure.
I noticed, Paul, in a lot of the analysis we're talking about, we don't get to the point where we emphasize something that I think is a key in all sports, particularly sports that involve the legs, and that is there's no substitute for speed. But one of the things that I notice in your analysis is the way that Spain is set up. It's almost more of their technique is so good that they can, even if the player might be a step faster, it doesn't necessarily rule the day because of their technique being so solid.
That's correct, Rob. You're definitely right. It's their knowledge of the game as well. And as I said, knowing that player, knowing their tendencies that they fake to the left and then go to the right. So they're anticipating it. So that's what helps them against that speed. Obviously, there's some guys that when they have an opportunity and there's room or they see space behind the defender they're going towards, they'll knock it into the space and get to the ball before the defender. Uh-huh. And the only thing the defender can do is either foul the player, and bring him down, or he gets by him and gets an opportunity at goal. But you're right there. They can compete against each other. And I was always told when I was a player, if I'm a defender and somebody beats me to the right, the next time, I make sure he doesn't go to the right, whether that would be a foul or whatever. Next time, he's got to go to the left, because it's not his best foot. And that's what they kind of do.
Listen, we're known to have a couple of hotshot broadcasters right down the hall at 93.7 The Fan that speak their mind. Let me tell you something, Paul. I was plugged into the BBC and BBC Radio literally after England went down. They don't hold any punches back when it comes to the coach, to the team. I mean, these guys, they had fire shooting out of their mouth. I've never seen anything like it in my life. I'm thinking I would never go back to London. If I was that coach, I would never be seen anywhere in England. Boy, they get fired up about this, do they not?
Oh yeah, well, it's their passion. I mean, we're brought, all of us were brought up in England, and you have your team, and it's in your city, and you support them, kind of like Steeler fans. We're dedicated to that club, and if they're locals, they will never. Don't matter what they do, whether the team does well or is losing, they'll turn up for everything, and they're really good, big fan supporters. So this is very important to them. It's the passion, that is trained into you as a kid.
Hey, listen, last thing, and by the way, Spain is the favorite going into this match. Is this the last time I see Harry Kane representing England?
I think so, and I think that was one of the reasons he didn't play yesterday. I think he realizes that as the captain. Well, wasn't the captain yesterday, but has been the captain. That hey, these other guys are going to be the future of the team, and he's got to let them play to get the experience and know what it's like. So I think that was a factor that he didn't play, but you're going to see him playing for. He plays for Bayern Munich in the German Bundesliga, and he's been the top goal scorer there. So I think he's going to go back and finish out his career in the next couple of years, probably.
Listen, I'll tell you, if you thought they had a bad day, or even that coach, all I can tell you, I'm watching ESPN after England gets eliminated, and they said, let's go live now outside a pub for this reaction. And they had a reporter standing in the midst of these guys and gals who were all juiced up on Guinness, and they weren't smiling. I would have said, I better get hazard pay for this gig. Let me tell you.
You better get out of there.
Oh, listen, I love their passion, though, and I got to be honest with you. As much as I miss Team USA, I'll be watching today, but I'm really disappointed about the United Kingdom. I thought this would be the year, but we'll wait until next year or next World Cup in 4 years. Paul, thank you. You really added a lot. If I can ever help you, reach out, okay?
Thank you very much. Thanks, Rob, Greg. I appreciate it. I've enjoyed every second. Thank you.
Great getting to know you, Paul.
There's got to be a place for this guy somewhere.
Hey, he's magical. I mean, great to talk to.
He ought to get a network gig out of this. I mean, this is a diamond in the rough. All right, speaking of a diamond in the rough, because he's a gem of a guy, Ted Arnaud is coming up next on KDKA.
Friends, this is Rob Pratt, joined again by John Diagardi of Rome Monuments. John, we've talked a lot about how families should take some time to mourn before selecting a monument. So why do so many people still rush into it?
Well, we're hearing that some folks are under the false impression that they have to buy a monument right away, and even that they have to buy it directly from the cemetery if they want to make sure it will be protected.
And that's just not the case, right?
Not at all, Rob. Rome can design and install a memorial in any cemetery, and no matter which cemetery you choose, our total protection warranty will always remain in effect.
So basically, people should never be pressured into choosing a memorial right away and are never required to buy it from the cemetery.
That's right, Rob.
Thanks so much, John. And folks, you can learn more at RomeMonuments.com or visit one of their 9 area showrooms.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
All right. Enjoying the weekend? I'll be back on Monday. Colin Dunlap, 2 to 6. We'll talk about a bunch of things, and, well, I can't wait. We'll talk then. Right here, KDK.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 75 degrees, Pittsburgh International at 12:30. I'm Rob Taylor. Former Congressman Tim Murphy has died. The Republican Committee of Allegheny County making that announcement on its Facebook page this morning. He served in Pennsylvania's 18th Congressional District, which included at the time parts of the city of Pittsburgh and several suburban areas south of the city. He served in that capacity from 2003 until 2017, and prior to his stint in Congress, he served in the Pennsylvania State Senate. On its Facebook page, the Republican Committee of Allegheny County said it was, quote, grateful for Murphy's contributions and the lasting impact he made on his community and our nation, end quote. Tim Murphy was 73. PennDOT says it has begun sliding the new Commercial Street Bridge into place. The new bridge, weighing 22 million pounds, 42 skids are slowly sliding that bridge more than 100 feet into its rightful place. PennDOT says it'll take about 24 hours to move the bridge. The live stream of the slide can be viewed on the PennDOT website. KDK Radio News Times, 12:31. Next updates at 1. I'm Rob Taylor on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDK.
80 million listeners depend on AM radio to always be on, delivering news, sports, talk, traffic, and weather reports you can trust. AM radio also delivers vital emergency information when you need it most. Text AM to 39179. Tell Congress to pass the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act to keep AM radio in cars.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
It's your captain speaking. To the passenger with the Mirror Fast soft shoes, smart move.
No way am I letting travel constipation ruin this trip.
Can't blame you. Mirror Fast works fast, but without the harsh side effects.
Since I'm such a smart traveler, can I move to first class?
No. Close the curtain, Carol.
From the makers of Miralax, new Mirafast soft chews work naturally with your body in as little as 30 minutes to give you a comfortable go on the go. Find Mirafast today at your local retailer. Use as directed for occasional constipation. Contains magnesium hydroxide.
Alex Goen patented hypnosis. Lose weight, destroy cravings, late day binges, stress eating, no hunger, no willpower. Only $59.99 or your money back. In town July 23rd. Sign up at alexgoen.com. That's alexgoen.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Over humidity this afternoon, clouds and some sunshine, highs into the upper 70s. Mostly clear tonight, low 56. Hazy sunshine tomorrow, high 82. And heavy gusty thunderstorms moving on Tuesday, high 81. For AccuWeather, I'm John Feerick, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join us Monday on the Big K Morning Show, 5:30 until 10. The countdown is on for the next big thing. What is it? We'll tell you.
All right, Ted Arnaud, our weekly NFL segment. Ted, good to have you back on KDK, Coons Market, Black and Gold Sunday Show. I'll get it to Greg in just a second. But, you know, the team needs to score more points. The question is, can Mike McCarthy help that? What do you think about him fixing the offense? We begin right there. Go ahead, Ted.
I think it's a great shot. I think they've got the new rotation in their receivers. I think they've got a good core of running backs. I think Aaron Rodgers is so close to the coach. They know each other. They can read each other. I think all of that is going to help out with their offense. Then, you know, they've still got to work on their defense. They have the most expensive defense in the league, but they have not really lived up to it. So I think the offense will be great. I think the defense has got to have some work done.
Well, that's the thing that's kind of fascinating about this, the new approach, having the new coach who's, you know, during practice is going to be on that side of the field as opposed to, you would think that Tomlin, you know, being more of a defensive-minded, you know, defensive history in his background. So it's going to be intriguing, but at least we can be confident in the fact that we probably have the focus of the coach on that side of the ball.
I agree, and I think it's going to be exciting with the different receivers, the ability to stretch the field a little bit. We know that Rodgers can do it, so let's let him have it.
Yeah, and I guess that's one of the things that's, you know, a positive from the fan standpoint is we have the tools now, and they've invested in it. They've added, they've drafted on that side of the ball. They've, you know, solidified the offensive line, Ted. We think that although building an offensive line through a draft is kind of dangerous because usually the first year a guy's in the league as an offensive lineman, you almost don't want to have to rely on him.
Yeah, and that takes time. That's the long way to do it. But, you know, if you look at the core of the offensive line, they've been together. If Jones, we just don't know. I still don't know whether he's going to show up well or not. But the offensive line has been together for a little bit now. They should come out looking a lot better than they did last year.
Yeah, and especially with, you know, the West Virginia guy Frazier at the pivot, that's been, you know, a strong point since he's been there, and he's going to be the next guy to cash in on a long-term deal.
Oh, I agree with you. I think he's going to be one of the top players rated for the Steelers.
So how will Patrick Graham, the defensive coordinator, use his edge rushers? What do you think? T.J. Watt, Alex Highsmith, Nick Herbert. Go ahead, Teddy.
I think he might use them all. You might see them all out on the field at the same time. That's what's going to be really fun. It's going to be wild. And if he can get them out there, if they can rotate them well enough, and if you can get Herbert and TJ out there along with Highsmith, maybe rotating, doing some different positional stuff, I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and one of the good points that you made, Ted, is you know, possibly seeing all of them on the field at the same time. But even if not, these guys don't seem to be stuck to the left or right side, and you can kind of get them to maneuver around a little bit, maybe have a fresh approach from whichever side they're on. You got to figure that with the new deal, Herbig's going to see more time than what it limited. He was a little bit under 30% last year. Maybe he'll get more snaps. Maybe that gives you a chance for Watt to be fresher when he's in there, maybe play less snaps, but play more snaps effectively.
I agree. Don't be surprised if you see TJ playing off in the middle, too. I just am excited to see all three. And they probably won't do it that much, but when all three of them are on there, I think it's going to be a whole different look for the defense.
Yeah, as soon as you said that, Ted, I think, man, that's a great idea. But I think I remember somewhere along the line him saying that that's not him. He's not. He wasn't willing to make that transition. I don't know if that was in contract times or not. But I don't know. These guys drive me crazy that aren't willing to play whatever position the coach tells them to play.
Well, I don't think it's a question of making the transition. I just think it's some situational stuff. I don't think they're going to move him to an inside linebacker.
No, right.
But it wouldn't surprise me in certain situations you might see, and it may not be him, but it wouldn't surprise me if one of them doesn't play off the inside.
So let me ask you, being that he's one and done, could the Steelers, because looking towards the future, and especially if a Will Howard shows you that he could be the future, that they keep 4 quarterbacks, meaning Mason Rudolph stays? Greg?
I don't know how you do that. Your roster is limited. It's not like college where you got 100 guys you can just put them all on the team.
53-man roster.
Yeah, you're stuck. And if you try to slide any one of the 3 backup quarterbacks to the practice squad, I think somebody would claim them. So I don't think you're going to be able to have 3 on your active and 1 practice squad. And keeping 4 quarterbacks on your active roster, it would be, kind of prohibitive when there are many teams that only keep 2.
Go ahead, Teddy.
Yeah, I agree. It just seems to me, and I'm a big believer in Mason Rudolph as the backup, but if you really want to get a look at the 2 young guys, you almost have to put him out for trade, and it wouldn't surprise me you'd get some halfway decent trade offers with him.
Yeah, the only thing that would mitigate against that is teams realizing that you got to make room somehow for this guy, and you're going to put him out there. But if you cut him, he becomes a free agent. Maybe you'd end up paying him more as a team. So maybe that would be a reason why a team would make a trade for him, because they have that cost certainty already involved because he's got a contract.
And there's some teams that don't have a solid number 2. I'm not saying we definitely do if he leaves.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 2 untested young quarterbacks, but there are some people who don't have that in their repertoire, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, and you just never know with that. Most teams, if you get to their backup quarterback, they're in trouble anyway, because there's usually a pretty precipitous drop off between your starter and your next guy, unless your next guy was a high draft pick and you're just kind of grooming him.
Yeah, or he's been around the league long enough, you just kind of fit him in, which is kind of what you would be doing with Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, which that got here fast, didn't it? Like, it just seems like yesterday they were drafting him and we were celebrating his draft and saying, hey, we had a first-round grade on this guy, even though we got him in the 3rd.
He had great numbers coming out of school. He was really, really highly rated coming out of school. And you know what? He's won some games. He hasn't been terrible. But I think if you're going to look towards the future, you got to look at the other 2. But if you're going all in on this year, maybe you keep Mason Rudolph and make a decision on the other 2.
So we've been talking a lot about Darnell Washington. What about Pat Freiermuth? McCarthy likes his tight ends. Does he like Pat Freiermuth over Darnell Washington? Go ahead, Ted.
Well, I don't think it's either or. I think you're going to see them both out there, and I think you're going to have throws to both sides. I don't think you have to make a decision one over the other, but one of them, Freiermuth is going to give you the steady Freddie, and everybody else is not going to necessarily give you the same kind of receiving capabilities that he has. Darnell Washington, you get him the ball, and he's going to make some noise. So it wouldn't surprise me you see both of them out there on occasion.
I think we talked a little bit about this last week. There have been some reports that Washington has kind of leaned out for this season, trying to make himself feel a little bit more athletic. That could be an interesting package because with his size as far as length and reach, and maybe if he thinned out just a bit to be more athletic, as long as he still has that ability to make basketball type rebounds and box people out, I think that could be a real weapon.
Yeah, but last year it was funny. They reported him at about 285, I think it was, something like that. But inside knowledge says he was playing around 320. So maybe he'll get back down to the 285.
Yeah, that's a good point. He might actually be what they report him to be.
He might be exactly what they say. But you're right there. I think that would be a pretty awesome duo. And, you get him the ball as a relief outlet. I think he could be exciting.
All right, we continue to praise our Steelers because that's what we do in Pittsburgh, but let's get down to the nitty-gritty. What are some aspects of this team that literally send chills up and down your spine? Special teams, running back, what is it, Teddy?
Well, special teams, you got a new coach. The coach has said that, he's going to work these guys on special teams just like any other segment of the game. I think that's going to be good. I think the special teams themselves, I think we've got some really good players. But you've got Boswell, who's going to be, still always be as steady Freddie as he is. As far as punt return, kick return, you got a choice between Kent, that Heidenreich, and Waitchen. And my guess is you're going to see Waitchen in there most of the time. So I think it's pretty steady compared to what it was last year. And I think what might change is the play diagram and how you're going to use these guys. So we'll have to wait and see. It's all brand new. That's one of the exciting things, yet one of the scary things about the Steelers this year. Everything's new.
All right, we're coming back. One more segment, Ted Arnaud. It's the National Football League.
When the weather turns bad, turn to us for the best news, weather, and traffic information from the KDKA Radio Storm Center. Presented by Duquesne Light Company. Larger than light. Online and on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Life-changing is happening every day at UPMC.
With the work that we do here at UPMC and Environmental Services, we are here to make everyone's work possible. With cleaning an operating room and keeping it sterile, it's not just one person, it's 5, 6 of us coming into the room, being part of the environmental services that keeps the hospital clean and up and running. It's a beautiful thing.
That's life-changing medicine at UPMC.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. Many retailers use a computer program to tell you which mattress to buy after answering a few questions. That's not how finding the right mattress works. At OMF, our associates take the time to understand your specific needs. They'll guide you through our showroom, explain the differences between models, and help you select the right mattress. No computers, no gimmicks, just personal attention and quality mattresses built locally. Visit any showroom and experience the OMF difference for yourself.
Between the daily demands of work, family needs, running a household, and more, you deserve some real relief at the end of the day. At the Original Mattress Factory, we have a wide variety of mattresses that are built to provide the ultimate in comfort and relief when you need it most. Mattresses that are hand-built locally using high-quality materials. Mattresses that are sold factory direct to offer you a great value. Mattresses that are designed to provide real relief to real people like you. Visit an Original Mattress Factory location today and get the rest you deserve tonight.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study.
Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
It's the Black and Gold Sunday Show on News Radio KDKA. Presented by Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
All right, Greg, you're up. Go ahead, you and Teddy. Anything on your mind, you get a shot.
Yeah, Ted, I mean, as we get into, this time frame, it's the last couple of weeks leading up to training camp, really a week and a half. This is one of those time frames where I'm always nervous about our guys and, they're wrapping up vacations and things like that. I just hope that they do the right things during these vacations, get themselves a little bit set for training camp, but get some good rest, some quality rest.
Well, I thought it was interesting that we talked about, I can't remember if it was last week or week before, of them all getting together out in Malibu. And from what I can understand, they did that the last couple of weeks. So maybe they overheard you, Greg, saying, hey, what the heck's going on? And they did it. You're the reason why they did it.
I did see that report, and I did think about that conversation we had had. I'm like, yeah, I guess they did it.
All right, by the way, I'm going to get...
we're on top of it.
I'm going to get you guys. We're all going to go down to the banks of the Monongahela and toss the football. All right. Hey, so how do you see the running back situation unfolding?
Man. I think Caleb Johnson might be the wild card. The guy that they drafted from Iowa last year, Ted and Dowdle are, the two that are kind of new to the mix and should add a lot of intrigue to Warren.
Yeah, I think he'll get some shots. I think he's a good back. I don't know what they're going to do, if they're going to keep four backs and who they might. I don't know if they're going to keep Heidenreich as kind of like the Swiss Army type of player. But I think you've got a couple of backs, both of which have got a good history working out of the backfield. Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to use them also in the passing game. So I think you're right, though. Caleb Johnson's going to be kind of an interesting person to watch.
And it's going to be fun. I hope the fans take the same approach that the coaching staff will, and that's basically give them a clean slate. I mean, the kid got in the doghouse because of one play last year and was never able to get out. So hopefully we'll see something and give him a chance at least.
Let's do this. Let's not use him on special teams as a kick returner.
Okay, all right, I'll give you that one.
Get him in the backfield, put the ball in his belly, and let him run. That's what he's supposed to do.
And that's what he was drafted to do. And the problem with the NFL is everybody has to be a little bit multifaceted because you don't have a huge enough roster.
Yeah, but what's the old thing? Doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, at the Open Championship in the clubhouse, your leader is Cameron Young at 9 under, but Ryan Fox has caught him. He's played through 14 at 9 under. How do you think this thing ends up, Greg?
It's been kind of crazy because everybody seems to be falling back other than this Fox cat who's been doing very well. Siwoo Kim just got himself in trouble, so he's actually not playing very well in this back nine at all. And Scheffler's done. So it's pretty much down to, can Fox and Burns chase down Young?
All right, so Ted, this is the question. Aaron Rodgers, 42 years of age, looking to make some good time when he has left a final season, his farewell tour, getting set to get underway. A massive question is how much mobility and elite arm strength, all of the above. So is it either going to go good or is it going to go bad? And there is no in between. Give me your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers.
No, I think they can be an in between. I mean, he is 42. He has a tendency to get injured, so you got to watch out for that. But he also has the ability. He seems to be able to recuperate pretty quickly. So I think I'm excited for him to have come back and go for the gold. Just let him do what he does, and he'll be using a lot of outlet passes. He'll be getting rid of the ball really quickly, which should help in the injury program. Although all it takes is one bad fall, but I think I don't think it's necessarily all good or all bad. I think it's going to be Aaron Rodgers doing what he does well, and we've got to just be careful of. To me, it's an injury issue that's going to upset things.
Yeah, I'm hoping, guys, that this defense that we talked about, and the bigger concern with the defense is the back end. But if the defense can make things happen for them, maybe Rodgers can be more of a game manager than having to be a home run hitter. And if they can do that, maybe get through the early part of this schedule, again, this is a schedule that it shapes up as, one of those. They got to play well. They got to be 4-1, at a minimum. I think they got to be 4-1 when they get through the first 5 weeks of the season. If they are, then teams are going to be chasing them.
So could Michael Pittman Jr. actually emerge as wide receiver number one? Does he have that type of talent?
No, if that happens, then we're in trouble.
Okay. Also, the slot receiver that is now pretty much considered a starter in most offenses, the nickelback position. You talked about the back end on the defense. How crucial is it for Ramsey to have a great year this year?
Well, that's a huge factor that they're going to have, because he's going to have to be that. Basically, the slot corner, what you're defining there, and be lined up. And if they're going to play a lot of man-to-man coverage, he's going to be the guy that's chasing the little guy, the go-to guy, the possession receiver, and he's going to have to make some plays in which he catches some footballs. Porter probably is going to be to a point where they're just going to not throw to Porter's side. He'll just shut down his guy. So it's going to come up. It's going to be important for Ramsey to make some plays and steal some footballs.
What about Brandon Nichols? How's he come into the mix here?
If we got to rely on him, we're not looking good.
Okay, yeah. Teddy, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with everything Greg said. You got Deshaun Elliott. If he comes back whole without any suffering from his off-season medical issues, then he could turn out to be a real star too. So, he's a good player. It's just a question of, is he going to have the stamina and the ability after the off-seasons that he's had.
Okay, Dunker in there, Cook, Anderson. This offensive line will close on that note. And the new guy, Mad Max. Go ahead.
Yeah, Dylan Cook, he could be the guy that is a real key to this picture, because he played a really good left tackle last year when he was pressed into service. And this is a guy who was a former quarterback. But if in fact Broderick Jones is still banged up, or that neck isn't right yet, and Dylan Cook becomes your guy, and he can be good enough, which is really what you need. He got exposed so badly against the Texans in the playoffs, but if he can handle himself and acquit himself okay, he can be a major factor for this team.
Ted, go ahead. You end on that note. Couple of minutes.
I like that. I would like to see Jones out there, but that's going to be a question mark, I guess, right up until the season. But Dylan Cook, I thought he had a bad game. Everybody has a bad game. I think he seems to be the kind of player who's going to get beyond that and make the most out of what he learned from that and be a really good player this year.
Imagine, Teddy. This is a guy that's, he can be one of those true success stories, really, of, free agent type guy playing on minimum salary contract. If he has a big year this year, that could be $100 million player.
Spoken like a true agent.
We bumped him up about $40 million more than I thought he was going to get.
I'm telling you, that's the going rate for good left tackles.
Yeah, but he's not getting a Coons Market gift card like you.
Absolutely, and he won't use them appropriately either.
All right, Teddy, what are you cooking today? What are you eating for this Sunday?
Chicken. Just plain old barbecue chicken.
There you go. Me too. Sweet Baby Ray's, love it. All those great Heinz and Kraft.
Yep. Oh yeah, little Sweet Baby Ray's, got a couple of them, and then I like to sear them at the end, just get a little bit of crispiness on them. Really good.
Listen, I'm going right to the booze after this weekend. No, I'm just kidding. All right, Teddy, thanks so much. We'll talk to you next week.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
I got to tell you, when I think of Ted, I think of all the entertainment, but I think of Don Rickles, who he brought to Mountain here.
Oh, man.
I watch so many YouTube videos of Don Rickles. And I've seen some of them 10 times.
Yeah.
I just laugh.
Yeah, hockey puck you.
Listen, and Jim Carrey, Living Color, did the best. I think they should do something with him as Don Rickles just to keep that man message alive, because you know what? He loved people from all walks of life, no matter who you were, rich, poor, didn't matter the race, religion, who you were as far as corporate America, political. He just let everybody have it, and people always seemed to laugh whenever he did it.
His best place was with the Tonight Show when he was doing the Johnny Carson stuff.
Oh,
man.
I mean, belly laughs. Yeah. Politically correct, sadly. I don't know if they let him do it today. All right, thanks. What are you eating today? You're having a picnic.
Picnic food. Yeah, some, chicken, I think pulled pork.
Pulled pork?
Yeah.
By the way, Porkapalooza is underway right now at Coons Market.
Oh.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. News coming up next.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
And we are honored to have with us Senator Kim Ward, fresh off a budget for the state of Pennsylvania.
Senator Ward, I'm curious to know about something that didn't happen, which the regulation and taxation of these so-called skill games. What happened that it didn't get done?
Well, I would kind of like to know that, too.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
If you own a business, you've heard it all. From fast funding to easy approvals, everyone says the same thing. LendSeek is different. We show you what you actually qualify for. LendSeek's AI-enabled platform matches you with funding options with no guesswork. Up to $5 million in as fast as 24 hours. If you've been in business over a year, doing at least $50,000 per month, apply for free with zero out-of-pocket costs and access to over 100 lenders. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LendSeek.com.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding. Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company. Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 75 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection today issued a code orange air quality alert for our area due to the wildfire smoke from Canada and Minnesota. Now, code orange means that the air quality could be unhealthy for sensitive groups. PennDOT says it's begun sliding the new Commercial Street Bridge into place, the new bridge weighing 22 million pounds. There's 42 skids that are slowly sliding that bridge more than 100 feet into its rightful place. PennDOT says it will take about 24 hours to move the bridge into place. You can see a live stream of the slide on the PennDOT website. Allegheny County Police still investigating a shooting late Saturday night in Wilkinsburg. Police say a woman was shot inside her vehicle on McNary Boulevard. She was rushed to the hospital. No word on her condition. Police say a suspect was arrested at the scene. Former Congressman Tim Murphy has died. The Republican Committee of Allegheny County making that announcement on its Facebook page this morning. He served in Pennsylvania's 18th Congressional District, which included At the time, parts of the city of Pittsburgh and several suburban areas south of Pittsburgh. He served in that capacity from 2003 until 2017. Prior to his stint in Congress, he also served as a member of the Pennsylvania State Senate. On his Facebook page, the Republican Committee of Allegheny County said it was, quote, grateful for Murphy's contributions and the lasting impact he made on his community and our nation, end quote. Tim Murphy was 73 years old. At the World Cup, England defeated France 6-4 on Saturday for a third-place finish, and now 2 hours away from the World Cup final at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Here's ABC's Christiane Cordero with a preview.
The stage is set for a championship Sunday unlike ever before. New Jersey hosting Spain and Argentina. Winner takes all. It's the first World Cup match between the two countries in 60 years, and pits teenage sensation Lamine Yamal against veteran superstar Lionel Messi. Messi shrugging off the pressure while speaking to fans in New York this weekend, saying he treats it as something natural.
KDKA Radio News Time 103, the AccuWeather forecast coming up.
Here it comes.